Hi, this is Simon Chan and welcome to my network marketing training. Members of my coaching mastermind groups can ask me questions on a weekly basis, any tips and advice. And today's question comes from Bobbi out in Melbourne. Bobbi is a 5-star mastermind member. And Bobbi asks, hi Simon, question this week. When and where do you usually prospect when first starting your business after finishing prospecting your heart and warm market? Do you always set aside a certain time period or even time limit to do the 5 prospects every day, or prospect 5 people you met randomly throughout a day? Many thanks. Great question, Bobbi. I know you've been asking questions about time management. I think that's an important thing for you because you had asked me about my daily routine. So make sure you watch the video before. And for those who haven't, about the importance of a daily routine and planning. So to answer your question, you have a couple questions here. You should be working where your list, your quote-unquote warm market, never runs out. So every day you need to set a goal where like you are meeting new people, right? Whether it's in school, in the gym, at work, always building connections with people, establishing trust, building value. Now it doesn't mean that you're gonna, or it could be on Facebook as well, right? It doesn't mean that you're gonna prospect them and tell them about the opportunity, but just to build that connection so that 3 weeks from now, a month later, right, 2 months later, when your warm market list does run out, that you have these people to talk to. Okay, so technically your list never runs out because you're constantly adding, and that is something you're constantly doing 24 hours in a day. If I'm going to church, I'm looking to add to my list. If I'm going to the gym, if I meet someone, I'm going to add to that list, right? Again, when I meet someone in the gym, doesn't necessarily mean that I'm going to go and get the information right away. It may take me a couple of times to see the person in the gym in order for to get contact info, right? So one of the things you can do is smile. Just smiling, being upbeat, positive, can go a long way. Because most people are not positive and upbeat, right? So if you're positive, have a great attitude, that immediately people want to be connected with you. So that's a great way to build a connection. Now, do you set aside a time period? So getting back to your question, before we move on, yes, I always add to my list. So when I ran out of my hot and warm market, I never ran out because I was doing advertising as well, online marketing, some local advertising as well, and offline advertising, online marketing. So I never ran out of list. And I also, when I was desperate, I would buy leads. That's another thing. That's a trickier thing now. Doesn't work as well. But that's what I did. So I always made sure I had people to talk to. There was never one day where I didn't have anyone to talk to. Okay. So, and then when you buy leads, you do advertising. You basically know if I sign up this person, how much money I'm going to get. So how much money I can invest. Right. And normally when you buy leads, and we're going to another topic here. If you're buying leads, normally if you break even, or even your advertising, okay, if you break even, you should be happy. Okay, so meaning if I spend $500 on advertising, if I break even on that, then I'm very happy. Most of the time you'll lose a little bit, but if you get a sign up, you may only make $100, $200, so you may lose $200, right? If you can sign up 2-3 people and make the $500 back, that is great, 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 great. But if you can break even, that'd be great. But the thing is, of course, we make the money back because it's residual. When that person duplicates, then of course you make a lot more. So on the initial sign up, you may break even. It's just a goal I normally go for, and then you make the money back during the duplication. So you never run out. In terms of setting aside, I think it's very important, critical that you set certain time periods aside to do your prospecting. So for me, when I was in your shoes, Bobbi, I was working at a full-time job. My job was a little weird, different weird hours, but I always make sure every day between 4 to 5 p.m. I would, and that's because I'm in California, I was calling people in New York, a different time zone at 7 o'clock. By 4 p.m. I was always, at 4:30 the latest, I was always set, at least an hour and a half to prospect every day to do the, like you said, the 5-5-3, to contact 5 new people, prospect them, follow-ups, and 3 presentations upline. So it would do, at that time it was anywhere from 4 to 7 p.m. I would do for 3 hours a day. Now there were some times during the day, I would contact some people during my lunch hour. I had some time. I would set up a time in the afternoon. But during the day, that's more sporadic, depending on depending on the prospect. If the prospect, I call them at night, say, hey, this is not, I call them at 5 p.m., hey, this is not a good time, call me during the day. I'll try to take time during the day, even at my work at that time. I'll step out to make phone calls. Okay, but my set time was always at that time for me because the time zone 4 to 7 p.m. and then I'll eat dinner. And sometimes even if I was in Rome, I'll go to 4 to 8 p.m. And in the beginning, when you do the routine, you may only do for 30 minutes of nothing to do. But don't worry about that. If you keep doing it consistently, you have so many people to follow up, call. By the second, third week, you'll be packed and really, really busy. And if you don't have to set 2 or 3 hours at one time, find pockets of time, like during like I said, during the lunch hour, maybe at work, step aside out there. But one thing I don't do is during that time when I'm prospecting, I don't talk to team members. Okay, so team members are training. I do that either non-prospecting time. A lot of times you set a time, you're doing training, but you're not growing your business. So when you talk to your team members, your upline, that's great. I talk to them when with a headset or when I'm driving my car, or during the day, or when I'm walking, actually, at that time I didn't have a dog. That's what I do now. When I'm talking to team members, I'm walking my dog, but never during prospecting times because you want to set that time for prospecting. And it's easier. It's hard to transition from talking to upline then prospecting. I just go prospect, right? And sometimes, it's just like anything. When we call batching, and this is batching, you do everything all at once. So your mindset is like into prospecting mode. You can't just go over sudden doing training mode and jump back to prospecting mode. Go look into, go to ESPN.com. You can't work like that, right? You do all things, string them all together. You become more productive. And when your first 1 or 2 may not be that good. So even like when I'm doing these, I'm helping my coaching members, right, answering these questions. My first 1 or 2, I'm like, my mouth is not even moving. I'm not in the flow. And sometimes I have to do 1 or 2 takes before I can do the video, right? Sounds silly, but that's true. But once I do them, I try to do like 5, 10 of them all at once, one after another. And by the second one, I'm in the flow. They come easy. It's just like prospecting. The first call may be harder, but just do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It becomes much easier after that. All right, Bobbi, I hope that helps. For those thanks for watching my network marketing training. Members of my coaching masterminds like Bobbi can ask me questions on a weekly basis. But Bobbi, think about the routine. 2 things here. Always add to that list. Second, get that set hour, whether it's going to be 3 hours, 30 minutes, hour. We're always prospecting and getting that groove. All right, everyone, this is Simon Chan. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.